Hi, Saen Higgins here, and in this video, we're going to talk about specifically how much are tax lien certificates. From pennies to profits, deciphering the mysteries of tax lien certificates. That's what we're going to cover in this video. In this video, we're going to unlock exactly how to make big profits in tax lien certificates and avoid the big pitfalls that beginning and novice investors always do. Stick around to the very end of this video and I'll make sure you never make any of those mistakes. Okay, so let's just talk about this. How much is a tax lien certificate? Well, it's kind of a loaded question. It depends on how much the property value is and all that. So let's just kind of unwind all of this. Saen, can I get started with pennies, so to speak? Yeah, you can. I mean, the first tax lien certificate that I ever purchased was for $54. This is back in 1994-ish, I think, or 5. I can't remember exactly. It was so long ago. I had to walk to the county uphill, barefoot, in the snow. Not really. That was my dad, I guess. He had to do that. Anyway, yeah. My dad was telling me how they had to tie a rope from their house to the outhouse in the wintertime so they wouldn't get lost in a storm. And I'm like, what? You know? Anyways, so, and then somebody said, well, Saen, why did you drink out of the hose as a kid? Because we weren't loud in the house. Okay, plus that was just the way you did. Who's got the best hose in the neighborhood type of a deal. Anyways, back in 1994 or 5, whenever I bought my first lien, I bought a lien for $54 because that's all the money I had. Okay, I was new into the financial world of stockbroker / New York life and doing all that stuff. And anybody that knows that industry, you don't make a whole lot of money in the very beginning. And so when I heard about this tax lien certificate, I was like, there's no way this makes any sense. 16%, 18%, 25%, mandated by law, whatever. Okay, so what I was sitting there is, I was almost going out to disprove this. Then when I got down there and I started doing the research, and again, all reality, there were no computers. We didn't have cell phones. I had a pager. I mean, that was my form of communication back then. You know, people didn't walk around with, you know, literally the world on their hand. And so I was doing my research and I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. And as I started to do the research on this, I'm looking at these properties. I'm going, well, wait a second, because not all of them were good deals. Okay, there were liens on properties that I was like, well, no one would ever want this property because that is your underlying security. Yeah, this particular county was paying 16%, but 16% if they redeemed. If the property owner didn't redeem, I could get my money back by foreclosing on the property, but no one would want the property. Well, Saen, why would no one want the property? Oh, I don't know. It's 10 feet wide and 100 yards long. Okay, it's the pathway on a highway. It's, you know, there's a number of different reasons. So I'm like, oh, okay, I can see why this was sitting on the list. So then I started to put a method together. Then I said, okay, let's filter out how do we get to the lien that I do want as quickly as possible. Okay, so then there became a budget situation going, okay, which ones do I want? What falls within my budget? Okay, number one. Number two is I also never stopped looking at the ones that I couldn't afford because in the beginning, if I was to only look at tax lien certificates that I could afford, I would have never gotten started. As an investment advisor, quasi New York life stockbroker, I was always taught you find a good deal and bring it to other people. That was always my intention. So that's the reason I was out there for looking at these properties. Now I found a property and it had a house on it. I do believe it was like $190,000, I think, back then. And it had just a small little lien on it. So I bought this lien on the property and I'm looking at this deal and I'm going, oh my gosh, this is paying 16%. I can do this again. And so I did it again. And then I did it again. And then I did it again. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, when's the other shoe gonna drop? You know, what's gonna happen? Oh, guess what? My first lien that I ever bought, they filed bankruptcy. I'm like, oh, that's it, they filed bankruptcy. All that did was delay the redemption period. In other videos, I talk about their grace period to pay that off. I'm like, okay, so there's nothing that can wipe me out. They're like, no, because the lien isn't from me. So let's think about this. Let's backtrack a little bit about the cost of tax lien certificates. Okay, did I put the lien on the property? No. Did I create the interest rate? No, the county did. It's the, oh, actually, this should just be, the state did. It's the law. Okay, the person didn't pay, so the county put the lien on it. All you and I do by giving the county the money is we take their position. The property owner doesn't even know this has taken place. I mean, they know they have a lien on the property, but the fact that I now own the lien is irrelevant because they don't owe me the money, they owe the county the money. So if they don't pay the county, my position still has the same power and authority as if I was the county. That's mic drop, okay? Everybody starting to get what I'm talking about here? So in other words, if that property owner does not pay, all I do is assume the position of the county. Hey, the property owner's failed to pay off the property taxes. I'm the lien holder of record. I would like to foreclose on this property. And the law is very clear. All other liens and encumbrances are junior to a tax lien certificate, regardless of when that lien was filed. What? What if it's got a mortgage on it? No. See, the taxes have always been owed on that property. Doesn't matter when that person bought it. Before, there was taxes on that property. So the county looks at it like this. They're kind of what I call a phantom lien. You don't see them until you don't pay them. And when you don't pay them, boop, a lien is placed on the property that automatically, by law, takes a first position. Now, what does that mean in plain English? A first position means if they were to foreclose on that property due to delinquent property taxes, all other liens and encumbrances, regardless of when they file their lien against that property, would be junior. In other words, that tax lien certificate from the county is a superior position. They will notify these other people, like say the Bank of America, Aunt Martha, whoever lent money, private lender, doesn't really matter. They say, hey, listen, the property owner hasn't paid their property taxes. We need our money, and you've got 60 days, 90 days, whatever it happens to be in that particular jurisdiction to come in and satisfy these delinquent taxes. The bank can come in there, Aunt Martha can come in, anybody can come in to protect their position, but make no mistake about it. There is no ambiguity in the law anywhere in the country. If those people fail to come in within the prescribed amount of time, it doesn't matter if I paid $10 for that lien or $10,000, I will wipe out and extinguish all liens and encumbrances. So again, how much are tax lien certificates all depends on literally how much they didn't pay. Okay, so in other words, if a property owner has $3,000 a year in property taxes and they only paid $2,000 for whatever reason, there's always mistakes being made, that $1,000 has to go up. If they paid $2,999.99 and forgot to pay 1 penny, that 1 penny by law has to be brought up for sale. This is why you see a whole plethora, it's a big word. Okay, this is what the gamut from, like I said, I don't know if you're gonna see 1 penny. Now, would I buy a lien for 1 penny or 25 cents or whatever the case? No, probably not. The paperwork would be worth. But my point is this, okay? Couple of Happy Meals and you're in the tax lien business, you know what I'm saying? Okay, it doesn't matter whether I buy a $100,000 lien or a $1,000 lien, my position is always the same. So let's look at this. Let's talk about how much are tax lien certificates. There is expensive, if you will, or as cheap as you want them to be. Okay, so again, I get so excited about this. So don't let the money ever stop you. Okay, anybody can get started with this. And here's the other thing. You'll see this in some of my other videos. It's not your money that's gonna make you wealthy with this anyways. It's your skill set. You have to have the skill sets to find these deals and find them over and over again. And you're in luck, because guess what? I've got a brand new course on exactly how to do this and provide financial independence for you and your family. It's higginsmethod.com. Just go to the link down below, and that is my gift free to you. Thank you very much. This is Saen Higgins saying God bless and good luck.